Nebraska has added a 31st player and an 8th from the transfer portal. Hi, Sean Callahan with HuskerOnline.com. Before I get to that, make sure you like, follow, subscribe to us right here on the Husker Online YouTube channel. But Nebraska closes the deal in about a week with Billy Kemp IV out of Virginia. He's one of the all-time leading receivers in Cavalier history. He opted to come back for a 6th season after playing 50 games for UVA. He's the program's 4th all-time leading receiver with 192 catches. He ranks 10th in receiving yards with 1,774 yards. But he decided last week to come back for a 6th year of eligibility. He then entered the transfer portal. Nebraska contacted him immediately. He was in Lincoln this weekend, hosted by incoming transfer quarterback Jeff Sims from Georgia Tech. He had planned to take other official visits here starting on Wednesday after his trip to Lincoln, but on Monday night, he made the decision to commit to Nebraska. When I talked to Kemp, he said everything about it just felt right, especially Matt Rhule. He said Rhule was at where I want to be, the NFL, and just getting a chance to play for a guy that was the head coach of the Carolina Panthers the previous 3 seasons. That's a big deal to him, and he sees kind of the opportunity on this roster. Nebraska really doesn't have a true number 1 wide receiver going into the season. I think Kemp is now that guy when you look at his production and what he brings to the table. It would also be potentially the 3rd year in a row Nebraska's leading receiver came from the transfer portal. You had Samori Toure, who's now with the Green Bay Packers, and then this past season, Trey Palmer, who's declared to the NFL draft, and now Billy Kemp coming in with a similar opportunity. He's the 8th transfer Nebraska's added, the 2nd wide receiver as Joshua Fleeks from Baylor, another 6-year senior, will join the roster. So Nebraska will technically have 2 receivers as old or older than their new wide receiver coach, Garrett McGuire. It's going to be a veteran group led by some grown men. And then you have returnees like Alante Brown and Marcus Washington as well, who figured to kind of be the top 4 receivers going into the season for Nebraska. Make sure you stay on HuskerOnline.com. We'll keep you up to date with all of the latest news, not only from recruiting, but the transfer portal. For HuskerOnline.com, I'm Sean Callahan.